Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So I am out today playing, is that a grouse or is that a leaf? And it's been nothing but leaves so far. Here in the Pacific Northwest where I live, in Western Washington specifically, we have had absolutely atrocious weather recently. And I don't mean like it's been kind of crappy out, I mean walls and walls of rain. The rivers have been flooding, pretty severe flooding. Whole towns have been evacuated. It's been pretty nuts, so I haven't been out too much in the last week or two. So the rivers, at least here in my area, actually crested a few days ago, but they're still super high and completely unfishable. In the days following all the flooding, it got down to freezing for several days. So I'm having my doubts about finding any grouse or any mushrooms, but we're gonna give it a shot. So right now I am at probably 800 feet, 1,000 feet maybe, and we're starting to hit the snow line here. So I'm gonna work my way down, grouse hunt and mushroom hunt as we go, and then we'll go somewhere and make camp later. So let's hit the road and see what kind of dinner we can come up with. I just got about 20 feet into the woods and I found a big fat hedgehog. Focus, look at that. It's a little bit beat up, but that's okay, because the way we're gonna cook it, it doesn't matter if it's a little waterlogged. Now with the hedgehogs, this stuff, all these little spikies will get everywhere, and you can kind of just scrape it off. They're totally edible, totally fine to eat, and they taste good like the mushroom. They just get all over everything, like if you poured a bunch of rice into your food. So just aesthetically, it looks nicer when you cook your food if you scrape all that stuff off. You totally can eat it though. But anyway, what a score. Let's keep looking around here. I'm only about 20 feet away from that hedgehog mushroom, and I just found a wall of winter chanterelles. I kind of thought we might find some of those, as they are cold-loving mushrooms. I can see them going all the way up here. So generally, you'll find winter chanterelles in clumps like this, and then if you find a clump, they'll generally be growing around there, sometimes by the thousands. So we'll be able to pick plenty of these. This spot is crazy mushroomy, you guys. From where I'm standing right now, I can see like 5 kinds of mushrooms. I haven't gone to investigate yet, but I think I might have just hit the mother lode. This place looks so mushroomy. Oh! All right, let's check this first one out that I thought was a hedgehog. And I'm almost positive that's a hedgehog. Where's your stem? Oh, dang, it is a hedgehog, but yeah, that's a little too, well, I mean, the stem is still good, but oh well, we'll probably find some more. Dang, that's a big hedgehog, and look at all the spores it laid down. Okay, next. It kind of looks like a chanterelle, doesn't it? Well, let's take a closer look at it. Now, the stem cut really easy. And come on, focus, focus. You can see here that the stem is actually hollow. It does have kind of false gills like a chanterelle does, but chanterelles don't have a hollow stem. Chanterelles peel apart like string cheese. The dead giveaway on this is actually a false chanterelle, and the dead giveaway here is the texture of the cap and sort of the funnel shape that it's in. So this is actually a scaly chanterelle or a false chanterelle. All right, let's go see what these are. And I'm pretty sure that these are gonna be more false chanterelles. This is typical right here of a false chanterelle, what it'll look like. So just to repeat myself, this is a scaly chanterelle or a false chanterelle. It looks a lot like a chanterelle, but these have a hollow stem. They're in kind of a funnel shape and they have a scaly top. So not a chanterelle. Don't eat this. When I first saw that big old scaly chanterelle from afar, I thought it was growing off the log and I thought it was chicken of the woods, and I got super excited. It's kind of cold up here for chicken of the woods, but anyway, this place is just so mushroomy. We got to go over to here and investigate that big red mushroom growing off that stump, but I'm finding way more mushrooms than I thought, so let's keep looking around. We may be having a big old feast tonight. Check this one out, you guys. It is bright purple. Man, I got some real focusing issues today. I can't focus, my camera can't focus, nothing wants to focus. I believe this is called an amethyst deceiver, and it's got this bright purple appearance. It's really, really cool looking mushroom. I can't remember the edibility of it. I want to say it's edible, but I'm going to take it and put it in my pocket, and then I'll look at it in my mushroom guide later. But man, what a cool looking mushroom. Oh, look what I just found, just poking out from behind this fern here. It's definitely too far gone with all the rain and stuff, but look at that. So this is called a lobster mushroom. Look at that thing. Oh, it's so cool. It's actually a russula that has been taken over by I can't remember if it's a bacteria or a virus, but it turns it edible, because normally you don't eat russulas, and it like takes away the gills and makes it this rough sandpapery red texture, and it's got this color like a lobster, but with all the rain it's definitely soaked up and it's gonna be rotten. So let's check out the inside. Yeah, you want the inside to be like bright white and clean. This is all like the texture of a sponge. But yeah, these lobster mushrooms are super cool looking, a choice edible. This spot is amazing. I'm actually gonna mark this spot on my map, but let's keep going downhill, down in elevation, and see if we can't find some a little bit fresher mushrooms. This spot's so amazing. I'm coming back here. Well, I'm just stumbling around in the woods at a new spot. I found a little patch of chanterelles here. Let's see, there's one. There's a couple up there. So they're a little bit beat up. We're not going to take these. Let's keep on hunting around. I just spotted a nice patch of chanterelles. And of course, they're down in the brushiest part of the world. Let's see. Ow. Oh, there's some. We got some way back there, here, down here. These will do. All right. Oh yeah, that's not in too bad a condition right there. Not perfect, but it'll do. Yeah, I'm gonna fall down this hill. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's in pretty damn good condition. Surprised. All right. Got a nice little score there. Let's hit the road. Well, you guys, I absolutely love mushroom hunting. To me, it's as good as fishing or grouse hunting. I know you guys probably want to see the grouse hunting and the fishing more, but I can't do anything about the weather. I just drove around on some old logging roads here for a while. I haven't seen sign of a grouse. There's not really birds, you know, on the road or anything. So we do have one more road to go hit up. So I'm gonna get off at this road and then we'll get to that next road and see if we can't find a grouse there. I got a fat bag of mushrooms and I also got to get some firewood. So let's lose a little bit of elevation, hit the highway, and on to the next road. Well, this road looks like it has some grousey potential here. It gets pretty off-roady there. I don't think the Subi's gonna make it any farther than this, but let's walk up this road a little ways. We're only at about 300 feet and it's like 40 degrees outside and this road looks pretty grousey, so let's see if we can't find one. I don't want to get too far from my car because I do have, like, you know, thousands of dollars of camping equipment and stuff, but let's take a little walk, see if we can't find something. Maybe a mushroom. Always distracted by mushrooms. Okay. Damn. Just walked like a mile of this road. It looks super grousey, but it's just not a grouse to be seen. I haven't been seeing any other birds either, which makes me think that maybe the grouse just aren't. Look at how grousey that looks back there. But yeah, no other birds, which makes me think that because of the weather, the like extreme rain and then cold, that maybe the birds are just kind of hiding out. I mean, they gotta come out and eat sometime, right? Anyway, I'm gonna dip off into the woods here because I think it'll get me right back down to my car. Let's plow through the woods, maybe we'll find a mushroom. Maybe we'll find a grouse. See what we can find. What? Look at that. I spotted that from like 100 feet away. Not a grouse, because grouse aren't bright orange. Some chanterelles. Just flushed a grouse right by the car. I literally just turned around. It was 30 feet from the car. I wasn't even... Where are you? Of course, they always fly back into this crazy stuff. Where are you? Did he go up? Are you up? Where? Oh, yes, you guys. Yes. I found him. Nice. I'm like shaking. Oh, how badass. Woo! Can't believe it. That guy was just like 20, 30 feet from the car. I just turned the car around and I saw something scamper across the road. I hopped out and looked, and then from the brush I saw him fly off. I watched where he went and I'm like, he must be up in a tree. So I came back into this wooded area, found him up in a tree, probably got him 30 yards or so. I gotta get this guy cleaned up pretty quickly. I got him right in the body, so I want to make sure I get that meat protected. Look at these beautiful tail feathers. This is, I believe this guy's in red shift right now. He's got a nice dark brownish reddish color to him. Wow, how beautiful. Okay, let's go get this guy cleaned up. Thank you, buddy. Oof. Why am I holding those? Oh, good thing I cleaned that guy right away. He got pretty shredded. I forgot that I still have number 7 shot. Generally, later in the season, I'll switch to number 8 as the foliage clears and I don't have to like try and punch through brush. but I'll show you guys that later. Anyway, it's just afternoon. We got all our food. We got all our food gathered. I'm gonna have my second cup of coffee here. I don't feel like making any, so fancy Starbucks Nitro Black it is. Just around me, there's a whole like slide. All these trees have fallen over the road. You can't go any further, so I should be able to gather some firewood here. Got my Boreal 21. I got some work gloves, so let's load up the back of the Subi with some firewood, and then we'll head and try and find somewhere to camp and cook. That looks like a decent dry log, about the size I'm going for. Can I get it out of there? Ah, come on, buddy. Okay, time to set the camera down. Nailed it. Yeah, I'm fine. Everything's fine. Oh, come here, buddy. There we go. I believe today and tomorrow, the last 2 days of deer season, the late deer season, which is why I've been wearing that. Well, I mean, obviously I was grouse hunting, but I've been wearing that bright orange vest whilst mushroom hunting and everything. But I'm not too worried about getting picked off right here by my car. So I'm taking it back to the 90s. I'm wearing a long sleeve under a t-shirt. You 90s kids will remember that. Next time I'll wear some Jenkos. Luckily, there are actually quite a few pieces that were already cut out here and people didn't take for whatever reason. Like this big boy. Rawr. They're a little wet, but it's the Pacific Northwest. Everything's wet all the time. You just have to learn how to have a fire without the driest of wood. Sometimes that means a really low, slow fire. We'll see. This should be plenty. We'll start our fire on this guy. Oh, nice flat piece. All right. Oh, don't forget that. Well, it's still pretty early in the day. It's only about 1 or 1:30. So I have a little time for just a little bit more adventure before we go find camp. I figured I'd stop and try and find some fatwood so we can have fancy fire tonight. And I found this old rotting stump, and you notice it's got a couple pieces that are still hanging on there. And there's one right there. And generally, those pieces haven't rotted away because they're fatwood. And check it out. Nice big piece of fatwood here. Oh yeah, smells good. That's the fattiest fatwood. Don't get distracted. Don't get distracted by mushrooms. Well, bad news, guys. The place I was going to camp, I can't camp there because of the flooding. So I'm currently trying to think of a plan B. Okay, I found a spot. I think this will do. The river is right here. Hopefully it stays right there and doesn't rise. I think I'm not going to bother setting up my tent, and I'm going to sleep in my car just in case anyone comes around and says like you can't camp here, or in case I need to peace out real fast. But this will be home for the night. Let's start a fire. So first, you're going to want to take your fatwood and scrape off the rotten outer bits until you get down to this, the fattiest of the fatwood in here, and you can tell because it's a real amber color and it smells like pine sol. This stuff acts like gasoline and it will ignite with a spark even when wet. So after you get down to the fatwood bit, take the 90-degree angle on the back of your knife and we're gonna shave some off. So I got a little pile of fatwood shavings and then a bigger pile of fatwood and then some dry cedar to put on that, and then some kindling up here, some dry kindling. And I'm just going to work my way up in size. So grab your fire steel, miss it, and voila, you got a fire. So in my last video, I was cracking myself up because I was trying to film and cook and I was like holding my lantern for light to try and film and cook all at the same time. Well, I think I've come up with a solution for that. Check this out. Bam! I bought some lights to hang over the table or whatever I'm cooking. And that way, whilst we're cooking, we can actually see what's happening. Check this bear out. Stop it. Stop. I'm a bear and you're triggering me. We're not gonna get to use these lights tonight. This river that is like 15 feet away that is just raging and flooding sounds like a super hurricane in front of me. So we got plenty of adventure left for tomorrow, so we'll take that grouse and the mushrooms and everything and we'll cook them up for lunch tomorrow. For now, I'm just gonna have one of my favorite IPAs, the Bat Squatch IPA. I'm just gonna hang out by the fire for a little while, hit the hay, and I'll catch you guys in the morning. Yeah, boy, good morning. I finally got away from that gosh dang river. That was like, it was like a hurricane and a tornado 15 feet away from me all night. It was just so loud. But I slept pretty dang good in the front seat of my car. I did wake up once with like a crazy leg cramp, you know, when you wake up and you're like, I'm dying, my leg, I'm gonna have to amputate. Other than that, good night. So I have an adventure coming up right behind me in a couple weeks, and I've been waiting because of all the flooding and rain and craziness and the weather around here lately. I've been waiting for this lake to clear up. I'm gonna roll in a clip right now where you can see the cleaner fresh water coming in and pushing out the dirty water. So as soon as this lake clears up here in the next week or two, I'm gonna take my boat and we're gonna go camping way back here, middle of winter, taking my boat, we're gonna go camping. So look for that in the next couple weeks. For today, what I'm gonna do is find a spot now that I'm away from that river, and let's go cook up a big fat breakfast. We got grouse, we got mushrooms, and we got some other stuff, and I'm hungry. So let's go find a spot that's a little quieter. We'll start a fire and we'll cook up some bomb grub. I'll see you guys in a minute. All right, we've got a little spot here. I already got the fire going. Didn't think you guys needed to see that again. Anyway, let me show you what we're gonna do. All right, so for breakfast and or lunch, what we got is a big fat steak, a bunch of mushrooms. I picked out some of the nicer chanterelles and hedgehogs there. A big fat stick of butter. We'll see how much of that we use. And inside here, I've always wanted to try this. I'm gonna use this as a oven in the coals. And there's the grouse breast in there. I might throw some salt and butter on there, and I'll throw this baked potato into the coals right now. And I also already chopped up a bunch of chanterelles and hedgehogs and threw them in there. First up, I like to salt my steak, and I use, where is it, big fat coarse kosher salt. So I'll just salt the steak, give it a nice healthy coat of salt on both sides, and I'll just let it sit. So I'm waiting for these coals to build up so I can cook my steak here on the grill, and that potato will probably take a little while. But in the meantime, I'm gonna cook this grouse breast, and I've always wanted to try this, so it's the first time I've done it. This should act as an oven and maybe get a little smoke in there too. So I'll kind of have an appetizer with that grouse breast while I wait for the potato and the coals. Okay, it's been like, I don't know, 8 or 9 minutes. Let's check this thing out. Well, it's definitely cooking. I don't think it's done yet. That's awesome. All right, a little longer. Ow. Fires are hot. In case you guys didn't know, fires are hot. We're like 15 minutes in or something. Let's check this out. Oh. Yeah, that's looking like it might be done. Let's pull that out of there. I bet it's hot still. Oh. Huh. Looks all right. Let's try it out. I'm trying to hide my face so the camera will focus on this and not me. It's as you might expect, it's a little bit dry. That would be my only complaint. Otherwise, delicious. Whoa. Probably be worth man, I suck at filming. Probably be worth like dipping in butter or something. Man, I love grouse. Well, that's pretty successful. First try. I would absolutely do that again. I think a good idea would be to slit the grouse breast and like stuff a piece of butter in there, keep it moist. But yeah, that's awesome. 10 out of 10 recommend. Man, look at that. The camera has such a hard time with the color orange. But let's start dry sauteing these chanterelles and hedgehogs, and we'll toss our steak on the grill. Look at that salt just soaking into the meat. Yum. Whoop, whoop. Nice and hot. Oh yeah. I mean, why not? Am I right? The goal here in dry sauteing these mushrooms is to get a lot of the water out. All this rain we've had has made these mushrooms all just fat and plump, and there's a ton of water in them. So I want to get the water out, and then I'll show you what we do from there. You can see all that water just coming out of there, and look how much they shrink up. Oh my God. Oh. Flip it. Let's throw some butter on that side too, huh? Do-do. Do-do. Do-do, 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 do-do. Ah! Now once you stop getting a bunch of water out of there and your pan's kind of dry, grab some butter, toss that in there. Now the goal here is to kind of get the edges of the mushrooms a little bit crispy, so just char them just a little bit. Look at that. Oh my God, I threw some garlic salt on there and it smells so epic. All right, don't make fun of me too much. I don't have a fork. I only have a spoon. Let's see how this steak is cooked. Oh my God. That's perfect. Guess I'm eating steak with a spoon. Wait, this isn't a spoon. What is this thing? Said it before. Say it again. I wish I could share this with all you guys. This is so good. Spoon's not working out so good, but if you salt the steak and just let it sit for like 30 minutes. Shoot, do it longer. That salt works its way into the meat, and then you don't need to season it anymore after that, except with butter. It's a lot of work getting all this food. Well, not the steak. I didn't go fight a cow and kill it and cut off a steak, but I did a lot of work to get that grouse and these mushrooms. The mushrooms fried in butter with a little bit of garlic salt. If you guys get a chance, try this out. So good. If I'm being totally honest with you guys, I might like the mushrooms more than the steak, and the steak is really good. When I was at the grocery store getting this steak yesterday on the way here, I was looking at the mushrooms, and they had hedgehog mushrooms at the grocery store. $40 frickin' a pound. And I'm out here just slaying them. $40 a pound. If you guys are into mushroom hunting, grouse hunting, fishing, backpacking, just doing awesome stuff outside, hit that like button. Maybe even consider subscribing. I was looking at my, I almost said geographics, basically who watches my videos, and there is a 0.01% of my people that watch my videos are from the Philippines. So shout out to you guys from the Philippines. There's probably like 2 people. Anyway, so thanks for joining me on this adventure, guys. Thanks for sticking around if you're still here and listening to me ramble on about outdoor nonsense and yada yada yada. So this has been super fun. I'm gonna finish this and head home and probably cook up the rest of those. I still got a huge bag of winter chanterelles to eat. So I'm gonna head home. I'll see you guys on the next adventure.